Cal, in your career from driving to broadcasting and everything, not a whole lot of firsts for you probably to experience anymore, but a big one this past weekend. I believe you made your debut calling Formula E racing.
Yes, it was certainly a big weekend for me, Greg. Late night hours here. It was 2:30, 3 o'clock start time, Seoul, Korea. So certainly a great championship. My first really introduction to it. Obviously did my homework and prep for it. And really engaging championship, Greg. This was the 100th race on Sunday for race 2 there in Seoul. The 100th race in Formula E competition. The last one for the Gen 2, which has done 55 races, 4 seasons. Really been a workhorse for that championship. But I really loved the format, Greg. Very compact. The street circuit was amazing going through the stadium there at the Seoul Olympic Park. And then you look at the format for the weekend with the qualifying show. That is superb. You basically got 2 rounds of 12 guys going up against one another. And then it boils down to 8 drivers in quarters, into semis, into finals. It's very fast-paced, but really very engaging and very exciting.
Well, I've had the opportunity to do a couple of the New York City races, and I agree with you. The first one I did was the debut one with the original Gen 1 car, and that car, was a little bit awkward in my mind. One, it didn't have enough juice capability to be able to last a race, so you do this awkward mid-race swap. The racing was still very good, but you talked about that Gen 2 car. 1, it just looks really cool. And 2, a big power increase, both in terms of storage capability and output. And I mean, that car was pretty much a little missile. It could get upwards if they let it go, about 170 miles an hour. It really changed the dynamic of that entire series. I think it saved it.
It really did. And you look at the car, I mean, it's really built to accelerate off these corners like 0 to 100K in under 3 seconds, and you got these tight street circuits that they really embrace. So it's perfect for that. It looks great.
Pretty good start from Evans. Mitch Evans in 3rd place, goes to the outside. Rowland's getting swamped. Can Evans take the lead? Coming down into the right-hander. He's hanging it out on the outside, but deGrassi takes the lead. Evans is 2nd. Rowland is 3rd. Everybody safely through the first couple of corners. Brilliant start from deGrassi, but Evans has got the lead. The Jaguar man is on an absolute mission.
I love that the fan engagement is there. They have the fan boost that you can vote on. So 5 drivers get 5 seconds of extra boost, that 30 kilowatts, about 30, 40 horsepower. So that can make a difference. You got the activation zone for the extra boost, which is sort of built into the circuit. Everything lights up. You can see it on the halo when the drivers are engaging that. So it's really fan friendly. And that's what I loved about the weekend. It also helped me doing the broadcast to see, you can visually see it on the racetrack with the cars, what was going on there. So I think they've really thought it through. I think next year with the Gen 3 car with about 100 kilowatts more power, it's going to be lighter, more nimble, smaller cars to really be more appropriate for skating around a very tight circuit that we have with their venues. It's going to be perfect. And the competition level, you look at the driver levels there, is just unbelievable. Top-notch drivers from ex-Formula 1 guys, through sports cars, through DTM. Just really a good championship.
Well, and I think that that qualifying format, too, that you've alluded to, which I agree with, is really exciting. It tends to favor the underdog a little bit, so it brings everybody into the mix. As a matter of fact, Stoffel Van Dorn, who just won that championship, and it is a certified FIA World Championship, did it with only 1 win. That just speaks to how incredibly close that series is.
Superb drive from Mortara. He wins for the 4th time this year, but it's Stoffel Van Dorn out of the final corner. Stoffel Van Dorn is the world champion. Van Dorn wins for Mercedes EQ, and they wrap up the team's championship.
Well done, champ.
Yes, boys.
World champion!
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Double championship victory for Mercedes EQ.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth there, and I think he's the third world champion to win a title with only one victory. I think Mike Hawthorne did it with Ferrari back in the 50s, and then Keke Rosberg in the early 80s. But you think about a championship, Greg, it's not a playoff. It's a championship. So it's done over a season long, sort of like what you get up to throughout the full year, whether you have bad days, good days, and putting it all together. He had 8 podiums from 16 races, only once was outside of the points. So I think he's certainly in, he deserved that championship. You look at Mitch Evans, Ido Motari won the second race there on Sunday in Seoul. They had 4 wins for the year, but they didn't have the consistency that Stoffel had. And I really relate it to IMSA. Back in 2018, I was hosting the awards banquet there with Antonio Garcia, Jan Magnussen, who won the title in GT Le Mans in 2018 without a single victory. And I was kind of teasing Mags on the podium that night, and I said, what's it feel like to win a championship without winning a race? And he showed me the big trophy. He said, well, this kind of feels like a win to me. And he's spot on. It's all about putting it together for a full year.
Well, yeah, championships aren't won with wins. They're won with consistently earning points. And we've seen that, throughout the years. And I think introducing IMSA into this discussion is a good one, because we're in a situation in IMSA talking about close championships that literally mirrors what we saw going into the final round at the Petit Le Mans last year in the DPI championship. And this is that classification's final season as well, with GTP and the new hybrid cars coming along. A lot of similarities there.
It really is. It's a 19-point lead, which with the current IMSA scoring system is nothing. It relates to under 2 points if you went back 2 or 3 seasons ago. And it's identical to the points lead the 10 car from Wayne Taylor Racing had a single year ago when they went up against Pippo Durrani, Felipe Nasr for that championship. They had a 19-point lead and lost it in the final round there at Petit Le Mans in a sensational finish.
Now or never for Ricky Taylor. This is his last overtaking opportunity. Send it into the brake zone at turn 10.
He goes off. He's going to keep it going. Naz is going to get the grip. Taylor gets the position.
And the Mazda, the 55, is going to win Petit Le Mans.
Naz has got the run.
Championship battle across the line.
I think that was Nasr making the comeback under the bridge. Or was it Taylor?
Felipe Nasr as Action Express celebrate. Action Express celebrates. Felipe Nasr and Pippo Durrani are champions of 2021. What a finish on the final lap of this 10-hour classic.
We had the headlights blasting us. We couldn't tell, but Nasr, could you believe that? Taylor went through the grass. He just couldn't get the traction to get the power down, and Nasr got back underneath him. There was so much going on in that final 10 seconds. What was Nasr doing cutting off the GTD out of anger?
So this year, they've got another Acura nipping at their heels, and that's the Meyershank Racing number 60. They're coming off 5 consecutive runner-up finishes before the last round at Road America, where they had a bit of drama there. But they could be another team that wins a championship with a single victory, albeit it was the biggest one of the year, the Rolex 24, and it's going to be nip and tuck at Petit Le Mans. You know that racetrack, Greg. It's immense. The traffic density there, 2.5 miles. It is incredible there to just survive 10 hours. So that title is going to certainly go down to the wire.
I really think we're in a seminal moment here for both IMSA, obviously, with GTP, and getting back to Formula E, that Gen 3 car. One of the things that's exciting about it, you talked about it, smaller, more nimble, great for those very tight FE tracks, but it's a lot more powerful in terms of the delivery, and I think that racing is going to be absolutely fierce. And keep in mind, with everything, whether it's FE, whether it's GTP, whether it's a WEC hybrid car, what the drivers are going to have to be managing inside those cars and doing it all at huge speeds. Wow, that is really going to be pegging the mental meter, I think.
Oh, I think big time. I mean, you're adding 100 kilowatts, about a third more power, Greg, about 100 horsepower equivalency. So to suddenly add that to what was already a very exciting championship, I think it's going to take it to another level, and it's certainly going to bring in tire degradation too in terms of managing that power off those tight corners and everything else. So it's going to be thrilling, and big championship next year, 18 rounds in the Formula E Championship for 2023, season 9. So certainly looking forward to that.
Yeah, I really think the FE Championship's pretty cool, but being one of those nostalgic guys who loves the visceral experience of race cars and sound, listening to tire squeal in a little bit of diff wine. If they can figure out a way to get some carbon fiber cards in the spokes or something, I think that's the only thing missing for me. But I am looking forward to both championships in the future, and hopefully we'll be able to maybe announce a couple of them together. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, big year next year with the LMDH coming to prototype competition, the new FE Championship, and big changes down the road for Formula One as well. It's going to be very exciting.